Okay, everybody, welcome back. We are in a clan war right now. We've got SAGAcity versus Clan Simple One. And man, Firebat Hero firing out. A new recruit from SAGAcity, going ahead and winning first two games very decidedly, very quickly. Both matches under 11 minutes. Use of the Flying Chandelier, aka the
Yep.
Warp Prism, in the first game to defeat the Zerg player. In the second game, PvP, he went with a little DT rush on him. Worked out pretty good. So,
Pretty early wins. I
yep,
do like the strats though. He did both times he caught his opponent off guard. They didn't prepare for it in time, and he just killed them really fast.
absolutely. So we are going to see this third game. They are going to send out Zeke. So this will be Firebat Hero from SAGAcity versus CSO's Zeke. I'm on 0-0, Dark, and I don't know about you. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, sir.
Okay, going to count it down. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so as I said, we've got Firebat Hero spawning as the purple Protoss. We are on Shakura's Plateau. Cross position, we've got Zeke as the yellow Zerg. I'm talking about co-casting this event with me is Dark and Light.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully we see a bit of a longer game. I do know, I
Yep.
have found out that actually that Firebat is more of a macro player. He likes to play
Yep.
macro games, so
Yep. Throwing a lot of the creative styles out in the beginning, maybe switching it up now with some macro play. It would be fit this map, especially in cross positions with a PvZ matchup. We typically see longer games out of it. You can't really pull off any kind of early aggression
yeah, I
too
love this
effectively.
map. Love this map,
Yep.
PVZ. I really do. I feel it's a great matchup map for the two races, and of course, I like to go Nexus first on 16, followed by a Forge. Some players go Forge first. I like to go Nexus first, especially in cross
Yep.
position. So we will see what happens here. We do see that trademark pylon going down though, which is indicative of Forge fast span. So we'll see what happens here.
Yep. The pylon there, it will just keep him from getting supply blocks, so it's not certain what we'll be seeing yet, but he is sending that probe release, so Forge should be coming down. Yeah.
Yeah. So opting for the 12 Forge rather than the 16 Nexus.
Yep. Just playing a little safer. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know where his opponent is just yet, and
Right.
he is scouting him now, but just want to keep safe, watch out for early lings, get that cannon up in time just in case there's a 6 bull or something like that.
Absolutely nothing worse than early lings up in your base.
Yeah. Not fun
Good
to deal
control.
with.
No, you can handle it with great control of your
Yeah.
probes. But who wants to deal with
Definitely.
that?
Yeah, not a situation you ever really want to be in. Looks like he will be putting that cannon down, or a Nexus, we'll have to see. Probably cannon.
So a little bit about SAGAcity. Of course, they came out with the SAGAcity Invitational, very
Yep.
popular tournament.
There's a
Uh,
lot of big name players in there.
Yep. Some Korean players in there as well. A lot of attention in Team Liquid. Very well mannered team. I know they like to help each other out. Adama being their GM over there and now team leader, doing a wonderful job with this lineup. I think. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of the other players showcased in this clan war.
Yep.
But I don't want to root against Firebat. But
Yeah, he is dominating so far. We'll have to wait and see if his opponent, Zeke, can take him down.
absolutely.
He dropped a gateway. He's going to probably drop a cannon here soon. Yeah, there it is. He has the Nexus down, warping in. Pretty standard so far from both players.
Yeah, now let me ask you this, Darkin. As a
Yeah.
Zerg player on this particular map, when you see, you know it's almost inevitable. You're going to see that Forge first. I know you're a fan of drop play, early drop play, even sometimes a spine crawler rush a la Nest-T.
Yeah,
But
not too good, the spawn crawler in this play because of the ramp, but the drop play is pretty strong if you can pull it off.
what do you like to do?
Well, typically, just if I'm going for a long game, I'll try to get that third expand up early, be ready for Void Rays because the third is pretty far away from the natural, or I will, if I'm looking to end their game early, I will get some early link drops in, try to get an advantage, and even snipe the Nexus maybe in the main.
Yeah, it's a big moral morale. It's bad for morale, not moral, but morals too, I guess, because you'll be swearing up a storm once you've got Lings in your main, and if you lose that Nexus, it's really hard to come back from mentally, nonetheless, just in
Yep.
game alone. You know, once that's a big victory for the Zerg there.
I did play one player where I did get the drop off just before he was getting Void Rays out of his double Stargate. I shut both down and killed his Nexus. That was a pretty hard thing for him to deal with.
Nothing
Good
more
timing.
satisfying, I don't think, than having that happen.
Yeah,
Now,
it was very fun.
I I know as a Protoss, what you want to do here as well, you've got a fairly large main, so what you want to do is get a good pylon spread. You want
Yeah,
to make sure
hide your
there's no,
tech if
yeah,
so that there's no overlords coming in and scouting it.
absolutely. I'll be very
Usually favoring this back spot behind the assimilator for a lot of sneaky tech.
sure, and he's opting to go for Stargate, which I like. You know, get a Void Ray out, get to his third.
Yeah.
Actually, you saw a new style that you mentioned to me from Sage. Was it Sage?
Yeah, with the Warp Prism, Zealot, and I believe Airplay, was it?
Yeah, I don't know if he uses Phoenix. Oh
Yeah, he
wait,
does use Phoenix, I believe. Snipes Overlords, keeps his opponent's supply blocked, and does damage with Zealots. Very,
I
cool
like
play.
that. That's very cool. I'm gonna have to look into that. But as we see here, Sagacity's Firebat going ahead and laying down double Stargate. So not
Pretty
exactly.
common build on this map.
Yep.
And very effective here if your opponent does not scout and prepare for it.
We'll be interested to see exactly how Zeke responds to this.
Typically, a lot of Zergs are cautionary. They do throw down that Evo chamber that we're seeing. If he gets a lair early, he should have no issue. He can get Hydras out, or even if he gets a really early Spire Mutas to deal with this. He is taking a lot of gas. Looks like he is favoring heavy tech play. Getting a second Evo chamber, actually.
What I do like.
Oh, it's going to be going down from him. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was saying what I like is if you note his spine crawler placement, how he's got two kind of guarding the edge there.
Yeah.
On his natural. If you put a spore crawler right in the middle there, what that does is, you know, DT play is becoming not near standard, but fairly
Yeah, you have to
viable.
prepare for it just in case.
Yeah.
Because you do see it coming out often.
Yeah, it's
Not all the time, but it is definitely a possibility that you want to prepare for. And since, I think you're saying the Spore Crawler, since it does
Yeah.
serve double purpose, that's a great spot for it to be.
right. It will go ahead and it's. I did mean spore crawler. If I misspoke, I do apologize. But and there it goes. It is going down almost the spot right where I said it should. And what
Good
that
call.
yeah, well, it's good detection for the Zerg. And if any DTs try to sneak in, those spines will make short work of it. And as well, it sort of is an early warning system against any airplay if you're not particularly focused on that part. You should be. You should see it coming the whole way. But if you don't, it'll sort of let you know, hey, something's here. You better get over and check it out. Be it a Void Ray or a Phoenix, whatever, what have you.
Looks like we do have 5 or 6 Void Rays coming out. He is queuing a 6th one up, so it looks like he'll be favoring a very heavy airplay, maybe even all in here, with a lot of gateway support coming.
Has Zeke seen this?
He has not, by the look of it, I'm looking at his vision now, he has not spotted either Stargate or any of the Void Rays so far. He hasn't really scattered at all with Overlords. Could be dangerous for him. He is throwing down some Spore Crawlers for safety, though.
Adding another gateway and a robo.
Yep. He is favoring the Zergling Baneling play that we see a lot from Maro and some Korean Zergs lately. It's pretty strong. We actually saw Maro defeat Cruncher with it today in the EG Masters Cup.
Okay, so here we go. Looks like we're going to see some action. A Void Ray is heading out, and I know typical Sagacity play will be head right for the third, and it's a smart play because it's what you should do.
Yeah, but his opponent has not taken a third in the normal spot. He is taking it in the closer third in the alcove area over here, which it's a good decision against any early airplay. It is vulnerable to early blink stalkers, but I believe he is aware that that's not really coming. It would have hit probably earlier than this.
Right, and now you see if I take a look at the unit counting station, Void Ray count up to 6.
Yeah,
That's a lot of Void Rays
coming in.
That's a heavy
For
investment.
the natural now. There's a lot of Spore Crawlers coming down, so he has spotted it with the creep, but it's going to be a little late.
Now this must do damage. Very
Yeah, this is
important.
a very heavy investment for Firebat Hero. He is focusing down the queens, but he has to pull back. There's a lot of Spore Crawlers, a lot of queens there to defend.
Oh, and Zeke doing a great job of shutting that down.
Yep. He is still keeping the pressure on forcing the Zerglings to move around. He is moving toward the third now. Focusing down the Hydrogen, actually, this could be dangerous. He does lose a Void Ray to that Spore Crawler, kind of sloppy control there by him.
Yeah, and now you know what? What is that? 3 or 4 queens and a 5th coming up now, doing its best to go ahead and protect that Hydra Den to make sure he's got a response to these Void Rays.
Yeah, a lot of Hydras and Queens coming out that should deny this Void Ray attack completely.
Wow, so that was not very cost effective or
Not at all.
time efficient.
Yeah, good defense by Zeke. He is attacking his Hydra Den now. I believe he realized that was a mistake and he pulled the drones back that were attacking it.
Little misclick there, happens to the best of us. So wow. The question in my mind is, where does Firebat go from here? He could be in a bit of trouble now. He has invested all of that money into the air. And as I had said in game one, though, what's nice about having Void Ray is having the ability to fall back and use it as a harass unit to keep the Zerg back in his base, and also fold it in with your main army and create that death ball. As you can see now,
Vortex Loss is a very strong combination.
Absolutely. And Firebat now taking his third.
Yeah,
so,
a little late on the timing, but that's expected with the early aggression that he was trying to do. Unfortunately, didn't do the damage he'd hoped, and then the Lings are moving out.
I like
He
this.
does have a Spinecrawler waddling back. I'm not sure why it got all the way over there. Might have been a misclick, another misclick by Zeke.
So Void Ray's kind of hunting around the map, doing some Overlord hunting, just barely missing them actually. And 3-base Protoss, very hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with for Zerg. So I think that Zeke would be best to counter at some point very quickly and try to slow this down. He needs to go ahead and do something to break the freight train.
He's going to want to favor some heavy tech or, like you said, an early attack, because just the standard Road Charger Corruptor is not going to be effective against the builder that Firebat Hero seems to be going for with the Colossus play. Two Robo Colossus actually coming in.
Double Robo all the way.
Yes.
One Colossus out, and now Forge producing upgrades.
Yeah, and that upgraded Colossus, the +3 attack, devastates any kind of Road Charger build.
Gonna go ahead and Maynard some probes over.
Yep. Just getting all his bases saturated, preparing for the long-term game.
Yeah, not good for the Zerg player. Typically, Zerg needs to go ahead and be very aware. Use a couple Lings to go ahead and constantly scout around the map. Use your Overlords. You want to know when that Protoss is taking that third. It's a pivotal timing that you need to know. And I'm afraid that Zeke is just sort of falling by the wayside here in terms of not slowing down the Protoss.
Yeah, looks like he is favoring that drop tech to split his opponent up. That's one way you can deal with this death ball play, but you have to be very effective with your multitasking. It looks like he is going to be favoring that Road Charger Corruptor play, which I do not agree with, personally.
Well, and see, what Zeke has allowed Firebat to do here is equalize. He had a timing there where obviously he didn't have a big ground army. All he had was Void Rays. Of course, what can you do with that open door as a Zerg, really?
Well, I definitely think he could have, if he had spotted it, shut down the third before it had gone up.
Yeah, this is true.
With his Lings, he had a lot of Lings there. He could have moved in, but he did delay that, and he let it go up, so that was a mistake by him for sure.
Oh, wow.
I think it's interesting his choices of expansions. He is favoring these pocket expansions over the normal third and fourth that you usually take on the far reaches of the map. But you were saying...
Yeah, no, the Colossus count now, up to 4 already.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's what you get out of that double Robo. Favor a lot of early Colossus, try to get it out quickly. Now he is switching to Immortal, which is smart if he's going to be expecting Roaches. Looks like he does know that.
Now, obviously, the next inline tech switch out of Protoss should be Templar tech. Now, I'm not saying that Firebat is going to do that, but it is the most feared from a little Zerg named Idra. He says 3-base Turtle Protoss, where they get Blinkstalker, Colossus, and Templar tech. Very, very, very hard to deal with. Very hard to beat.
Storms do a ton of damage to Hydras and Banelings, which we are seeing now coming out from his opponent. He's favoring that Baneling drop play really effective if you can get them off. But if his opponent does not actually have Blink yet, so this could do a lot of damage.
So
he is researching it now, but if he hits before that happens, then there could be a lot of damage done by all these Overlords.
Yeah, Firebat now almost maxed out. Zeke, 189 of 200 himself, so we're going to see something go down here.
Yep, the Observer will spot all these Overlords if he has the game sense to know that a lot of Overlords in the front could easily mean a lot of Baneling Link play, especially if he reads the composition, the lack of Roaches, the lack of army in general.
So he's sort of got that ball up, folded those Void Rays back in. He's postured enough. I think he feels like it's his time. He's going to start moving out here. I do not believe he has an Observer with that army, though. It may not
He does
matter.
have it on top of the enemy army right now, by the look of it. I do not know if it got sniped or not. I'll check right now. Actually, he has 3 Observers on the field.
Oh, he does.
So
I do. Yep, I do. He has 2 Observers now. I do see them. They can be hard to spot. And here we go. Hold that thought. There's going to be a big engagement. blinking
Yeah, he's moving
beautifully.
in.
Yep, here we go.